In this lecture, we will learn data types in NumPy. Understanding NumPy data types is essential, especially when you are dealing with large datasets and need efficient memory usage or precision control. In NumPy, every array has a property called type, short for data type. It tells you what kind of data is stored in that array. It could be integers, floating point numbers, strings, or even booleans. The beauty of NumPy is that it's highly optimized, and part of that optimization comes from using homogeneous arrays. That means all items in a NumPy array must have the same data type. Now let's see how to work with different data types using NumPy. Let's first create a new Python file. Right-click on your folder, click on New, then choose Python file. Let's name the file numpy_data_types. Now we'll start by importing NumPy. This imports NumPy and gives it the nickname NP, which is the standard convention. Let's create an array with integers. We type integer_array equals np.array, followed by within square brackets 1, 2, 3, 4. To print the array, we type print within parentheses integer_array. To check the data type, we type print within parentheses integer_array dot dtype. Let's run the program and see the output. This shows the array contains integer data, int 32 or int 64 depending on your machine. So we learned that NumPy automatically assigns dtype based on values. Now we'll create an array with decimal values. We type float_array equals np.array within square brackets 1.1, 2.2, 3. Then we type print within parentheses float_array and next print within parentheses float_array dot dtype. Let's run the program. You can see the output says float 64. That means each number is stored using 64-bit floating point precision. It's useful when you need accuracy in calculations. Let's now create an array of strings. We type names_array equals np.array within square brackets in double quotes Alice, Bob, Charlie. Now let's print it. Print within parentheses names_array and then print within parentheses names_array dot dtype. Run the program and you'll see a dtype like U7, which means Unicode string with 7 characters. NumPy chooses the longest string and allocates that size across the entire array. Let's now use boolean values true and false. We type bool_array equals np.array within square brackets true, false, true. Then type print within parentheses bool_array and next print within parentheses bool_array dot dtype. Let's run the program. The output here is the dtype bool. The array contains only boolean values. This is especially useful when performing conditional filtering. Let's create a number array, but manually set the data type to float. We type convert_float_array equals np.array within square brackets 10, 20, 30, day type property followed by equals and then np.float64. Then print the array. Print within parentheses convert_float_array and again print within parentheses convert_float_array dot type. Let's run the program and you will notice that NumPy has converted the integers into decimal format like 10.0, 20.0 and so on. This is a way to control precision or standardize the dtype in advance. Next, if you want to know how much space each element occupies, use item size property. Let's print memory usage for integer and float arrays. We type print within parentheses integer_array dot item size and print within parentheses float_array dot item size. Let's run the program. The output will tell you the number of bytes per item. For example, 8 bytes for int 64 and 8 bytes for float 64. This is very useful when you are working with millions of elements and care about memory. So to summarize, NumPy supports various data types like integers, floats, strings, and booleans. Each array has a consistent dtype, meaning all elements must be of the same type. You can inspect dtype using .dtype and check memory size using .item size. You can also force the data type when creating an array using the dtype parameter. Mastering data types helps you write faster, cleaner, and memory efficient NumPy code. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one.